I'm here with Robert Wilson in Southampton to talk about the Watermill Centre for the Arts, his most ambitious project to date, as well as the theatrical productions that he's been working on. Robert, thank you. And please, tell me about the projects you've been working on.
This year I directed The Odyssey at the National Theatre in Athens. It was a co-production with the Piccolo Teatro in Milano. So we performed for 4 months at the National Theatre in Athens, sold out every night. And then we moved on to the Piccolo and we played 6 weeks there, just sold out performances. Early March, I did John Cage's lecture on nothing at the Barbican. And March 17th, I opened Peter Pan with music of Coco Rosie. And that's now playing in repertory at the Berliner Ensemble. And I have 4 productions in repertory there. Most recently, I just opened The Old Woman. This is a text written by a man named Daniel Karms. It's a Russian absurdist playwright who wrote it in 1939. And he died in a psychiatric hospital in 1941 in St. Petersburg. And that was performed by Mikhail Brezhnev and Willem Dafoe.
Robert, it seems to me that you move so quickly and effortlessly between areas of creative work that are so different. Can you explain to me how you're able to do that? Well,
first I usually choose projects that are very different from one another. To go from Verdi's Macbeth to Peter Pan with Coco Rosie, the acoustically and musically, the worlds are completely different. To go from that to John Cage's lecture on Another is a very different acoustical, musical world. So I try to do things that are very diverse.
But that would seem harder to me, to have to shift projects from, there's no template, or is there a process?
It is harder, but a few years ago I did the Prometeo of Luigi Nono. And that's a beautiful work. It's very meditative and quiet. It has 9 orchestras, and the music is very piano and quiet. So very often in working in counterpoint, you begin to hear and see works different. And very often in working in the theater and building a character in a play, it becomes fascinating to discover all these different personas of a character.
And those personas are coming from the actor, or they're coming from the research and your understanding, or they're coming from both?
It comes from the both. I mean, it's usually I leave it up to the actors. 45 years or more of working, I've never once told an actor what to think. Maybe suggest things. Or an actor playing Hamlet, can think about it this way, maybe think about it that way, or think of that. But I never tell them, this is it. So stay open, that's what's most important. So sometimes I'll say to an actor, think the opposite, think about other things so that you can stay open. Then you'll have a dialogue with the public, otherwise your mind's closed.
Robert Wilson, thank you so much for your time. It's a great privilege to speak with you. Thank you.